Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well, enjoying your Saturday evening. Welcome to another late night stream, another 10 p.m. stream UK time, where I'm going to be going through all of the latest Chelsea news, but reviewing the United game, obviously, and we can even preview the Nottingham Forest game. I mean, it's the only game we've got left, apart from Poland, obviously. And yeah, just talking about everything that's relevant to the club. I do apologize for the last stream, those of you who were on it. There was a bit of a mishap. Basically, I had to leave early. I had something that I had to deal with urgently. And the good news is that it's all good now. But it could have been a little bit nasty. Let's just put it like that. So everything's okay, and back to normal. So yes, I'll be doing the full hour, and no problems there. Big up to Daniel. I hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you on the stream. He says, I'm a bit nervous about the Forest game. I've got a good feeling that Forest will drop points tomorrow. I don't blame you. That's fair enough. Listen, there's obviously a number of things that you can be nervous about regarding Chelsea. I mean, always you can be nervous about something, but there's also things you can be optimistic about. And I'm a very big believer in having an opinion, but I'm also a big believer in shaping your opinion around seeing everything, not just looking at one thing and saying that is my opinion. I'm not even gonna consider other options, not being open to anything. And I think this is one of the big things that we're going to take out of this season, especially if we do get the results in these next two games, is you will see a side of me, which maybe you haven't seen as much in 2025, a much more positive side. Because ultimately you've got to take the positives when they come. And I'm not sitting here saying that winning the Conference League is anything like some of the heights that we've achieved, or getting Champions League qualification is as good as winning a league title. But these are all stages in a project, and if we were to get Champions League, there's no doubt that that's a step in the right direction. There's no doubt about it. And obviously picking up a trophy as well, irrespective of whether that trophy is a respectable trophy or not, is it's still a trophy. And I tell you what, one thing I'll tell you is that Man City would have celebrated that FA Cup today. Those of you who watched that match, they would have celebrated that cup just as hard as Crystal Palace. Maybe not quite as hard, because Palace have never won anything, but they would have celebrated because it's a trophy. We can say, hopefully, winning the Conference League and beating Real Betis, hey, Man City, where's your trophy? Because at least we've got one. We can say that to Arsenal. Fingers crossed we can say it to Tottenham. Or Man United, God forbid, and then Tottenham actually do win something. So there's a lot going on, guys. Big up to Daniel. Hope you're doing well, mate. Let's get Champions League locked in. Absolutely agree. Big up to you as well, Jordan. Good to see you in the building. Guys, got almost 30 of you in the chat at the moment. Let's get straight up to 15 likes on the video. Straight up to 15 likes. If you haven't already smashed the like button, please do. Get up to 15 likes. Keep me posted in the chat as well. I barely know how many we're ever on. So, yeah, let me know. Do appreciate it. It does go a long way. It just shows that you're enjoying the streams. There will continue to be streams regardless. But anyway, I appreciate any support. Now, do you know what? I want to get straight into the nitty gritty. I want to get straight into it. There's a tweet that I've seen, and do you know what? It's a very interesting tweet. It's a really, really interesting tweet. Okay, it's all about Enzo Maresca and why apparently this season he's done a good job. But it's an interesting tweet. And these aren't opinions. These are numbers. These are all things that we can look at. There's a picture of Maresca celebrating. But this here is the post that I wanted to share with you. And it is addressed to the Sack Enzo Maresca camp. I guess myself included in that camp at one point especially. And it's got the different game weeks and our form within those, that the time period of those game weeks. So we've got game week 1 to 17, 10 wins in 17 matches, second in the form table. And that's second out of 20, yeah? Game week 18 to 26, 2 wins in 9, 16th in form table. And then we've got game week 27 and 37, which is 7 wins in 11. And that's, again, putting us second in form table. It then goes on to say you cannot sack a manager over 9 matches. And it says Maresca has done a very good job. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I agree with the fact that he's done a very good job, but it is an interesting thing to look at. I mean, no doubt. I may not like the manager. I don't like the manager. Everybody knows this. But I am absolutely willing to listen to realistic and viable conversations about why we think Maresca is doing a good job. And there's no reason why Maresca can't change fans' minds. Now, there are some things that maybe some fans will never like, i.e. the style of play, the fact that he came from Leicester, the fact that he's not experienced. These are all things that, to be honest with you, I don't think will change an awful lot. But there are other aspects where you can look at what this manager is doing or trying to do. And if you look at it with an open mind, you can see that there might be something there. You can see that. Looking at game week 1 and 17, I think it's fairly obvious why we were happy come Christmas time up until that point. And then obviously you've got game week 27 to 37. 7 wins, 11, which again puts us second in form table, which I'm a little bit surprised about, but it does put us second in form. Now, it's saying you can't sack a manager over 9 matches. Now, when they say that, what they mean is game week 18 to game week 26, when we got 2 wins in 9 and we were 16th in the form table. I agree with that notion. I don't think that you can sack a manager over 9 matches, but I think that, you know, when you look at why people may be unhappy or don't like, or why people say sack Maresca, I think it's a little bit more than 9 matches. I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Just like it's probably deeper for some people in terms of the form table. I mean, there's definitely things that we can look at. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting stat. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and talk about Maresca too much. I think that he deserves the opportunity to prove himself against Forest and carry the team to victory in Poland. And providing he can do that, he will get the utmost credit from myself. And he'll get some respect as well. You know, you deserve respect when you achieve good things at this football club. We're not sitting here with Mourinho as our manager, Drogba up front, and Petr Cech in goal, John Terry and Frank Lampard in the team. We're sitting here with Robert Sanchez, Nicholas Jackson banned for the last Premier League game week. We've got a cracking midfield, to be fair, though, Caicedo. And then we've got, Tosin, Chalobah or Colwell at the back. Different levels, guys. Different levels. So there is a different expectation. There is. Not that you should lower your standards, but it's just not the same, is it? So if we're able to achieve top 5 and guarantee a place in the Champions League, on top of winning a cup, albeit probably the easiest cup that we could win out of all of them, including the domestic ones, it's still a success because you have done the bare minimum. And, if you achieve the bare minimum, that's it, isn't it? People want you to overachieve, but there is a standard there for a reason. There is a bare minimum there for a reason, because that is the least of what we expect. So I hope he does it. I really hope he does it. And I hope I can give him credit. And I hope that I can have a chat with Lewis, and Lewis can say, Alex, you were right, you were wrong, I was right, whatever it is. I hope that can happen. And I don't really care. You know, if it happens, fantastic. Would that make me trust Maresca? Maybe. I don't know. Not really. I need to see more, to be honest with you. It wouldn't make me a fan of Maresca, but it would make me respect him more. And take back some of the comments that I've said. For example, one of them being that I didn't think we'd get Champions League with Maresca as our manager. I said that after Brentford, didn't I? So I hope we can do it. And I am I'm not religious, but I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you, Enzo, and I'm praying for Chelsea. So there you go. Interesting stats to look at. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've missed a few comments in the chat. Hoping for a Hammers win tomorrow. Plays enough favor for the final game. That's true. Jordi Petrovic is Strasbourg's player of the season. That's absolutely fantastic, mate. Strasbourg have missed out on European football for next season. Haven't even qualified for the Conference League. Is that true? I didn't know that. Serious? Oh, they're 7th right now. How many teams in France for Champions League? Oh, damn. So is it top 6 get European football? There's 18 teams in the league. Damn, it's done now, isn't it? They played their last game. No way. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. It's PSG there. Marseille, Monaco, Nice, Lille, Lyon, Strasbourg. Oh my God. We missed out on goal difference. We missed out on goal difference, guys. Equal on points with Lyon. But they had... God. That is brutal. 7 more goals. 7 more goals. Can you believe that? That's heartbreaking for Liam Rosnier, to be fair. Oh, it's not even top 6. It's top 5. God. Well, I feel for them, to be honest with you. I mean, they were in the race the whole time. You would have expected Strasbourg to get a little bit more out of that, if I'm honest. So that's a real shame. But I guess the positive of not qualifying for the same competition as Chelsea is that we are still going to be able to loan players to Strasbourg. So from our perspective, in terms of developing those individuals, I think that would be very positive. Wouldn't surprise me if the FA support Anthony Taylor as the referee for the Forest game. Wouldn't surprise me at all. We'll have to wait and see, man. Big up to you as well, Sydney. Good to see you. What do I think of the new kit? Do you know what? I don't know what to think. I personally need a couple of weeks to really process a kit. Because what happens is I'll say it's rubbish or I'll say it's great. And then I'll see the players wear it on the pitch and my opinion will change. And that's how I felt about this kit. Because when I first saw this kit, the one I'm wearing now, I thought it was rubbish. But then I saw them in pre-season against Wrexham, and I was like, actually, that looks pretty good. So I'm waiting to see the players wear it on the pitch before I can make a decision on whether I really like it or not. You predicted Chelsea to finish 6th or 7th at the start of the season. I predicted 5th. That was my prediction. Anthony Taylor will be the official Oliver. Well, we'll have to wait and see, Richard. We will have to wait and see. I think ultimately we just have to... There's obviously going to be a bit of luck on our side or against us in terms of the referee. But, you know, we can't be relying on these guys. We need to look at this and just get it done ourselves. Like, can we not be reliant on the referee, please? Again, another shout out to Jordi Petrovic becoming player of the season at Strasbourg. If this isn't like a key metric from a Chelsea perspective, especially data. We love data, don't we? The fact that he's won player of the season, please bring this man back. Please do it. I'm begging you. I am literally begging you. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. To be honest, I think it's a done deal. I think he will come to Chelsea. I think there was a debate about whether we would try and flip him for a profit, but I think these owners are starting. Well, I hope these owners are starting to figure out that if you do have top players, like, it does benefit your team, even financially, because Champions League is pretty important. So that's my argument there. Interesting as well with regards to Portugal. Obviously, we just played United, Room and Amberim as well. But his former team, Sporting, they've just won the championship in Portugal. And that is very different to what we are seeing in Manchester right now. His record has been nothing short of poor. But it's a bit like us, really, and Maresca. I mean, I've said this before. If you give Maresca better players, I do think the football will be better. Like any manager, really. You give him a competent goalkeeper, a decent striker, additional depth in the midfield, and better centre-backs. I mean, fucking hell, if we don't improve, then we've got some serious problems. I look at a winger and a left-back as a bonus. Well, that's the cherry on top. And also, a lot of these players that are coming in, we're talking about what business can we get done. We've already got a lot of it done. We already have these players. We already own these players. Petrovic is ours. Santos, again, he's ours. Both have been fantastic key players for Strasbourg. Asugo gives us a little bit of depth when Caicedo's struggling. I thought it was going to be Cucurella. Clearly, they don't think he's good enough. In fairness, he did play for a poor Southampton side. Maybe he needs another loan. Or they're just going to look to flip him on for a profit. So... interesting quote from Jordi Petrovic. He said, I'm not happy because it's the end of the season and I like it here. I would like to continue for a few more weeks, but I will miss these guys, before he was interrupted. Oh, God. Can you see the first reply on that? You can stay. We have Sanchez. Oh, it's an Enzo Maresca parody account. Brilliant. Classic. But yeah, it's good to. No, I'm glad that Petrovic has enjoyed his time. I think that was the whole idea, right? Enjoy your time, develop, and then come back to Chelsea as a more experienced player, with a newfound confidence as well. Confidence is a really important thing in football. Sometimes people talk about tactics. If a player is not confident, you can give them all the facilities in the world to succeed, all the tactics, all of the, all of the instructions. But if they can't carry it through and they're not confident within themselves, then they can't do it. And this is a player, Petrovic. I mean, confidence is shining through the roof. And then you look at Sanchez, the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. The worst. Horrendous. What an upgrade that will be. Without a doubt. Glenn Johnson come out and said, when speaking about Chelsea, he had a couple of things to say. He said, Enzo Maresca has done a really good job this season. The team has been a lot more consistent than we have seen in recent years, despite dropping quite a lot of points early in the season. He has made them much more solid defensively than they have looked in the past, which is the key to any team improving long term. He also said, Glenn Johnson, Maresca seems to have turned the club around in his short reign. They have had the Conference League final coming up, which they should win, and they should have Champions League football this season. What more could fans want? He also said they've had good players for years now, Chelsea, but no manager has seemed to get them to play together like a team. And Maresca is nailing that and keeping everyone happy by rotating in the Conference League. I would argue that he's not kept everyone happy. If you're asking me to nitpick at it, I don't think he kept João Felix happy or Nkunku or Vega. But those are only 3 players. We've got a bigger squad than that. So take of that what you want to take. We also had a new release of one of our jackets that's coming out as well. We haven't got the music like we did with the shirt sponsor, but this is a picture of Enzo Fernandez wearing the new jacket, and it looks good. It does look quite trendy, actually. I mean, you can't see the whole thing, but based on what I'm seeing right now, I'd wear that. I think that's quite trendy. Let me know if you like it as well in the chat, guys. Like with the shirts. Again, I feel like you have to see the players wearing it on the pitch, but jackets and stuff like that, it's a bit more chilled out. I would definitely buy that one. Although when I see some of the prices, we were looking at it the other day, I would not spend 125 quid on a shirt. Phew, 125 quid, man. Jesus. Can you imagine? 125. And then people are like, no, only paid 85. Only paid 85. What? 85 is still a lot of money, guys. It's still a lot of money. I quite like it, though. I quite like this one. I'd pay 8 quid for it. Thoughts on the FA Cup final? Absolutely delighted with the result. Very happy for Crystal Palace. Very happy for Ben Chilwell to pick up that FA Cup as well. And very happy to see Man City fail. I despise Man City. And, you know, one of the reasons for that is I think their fan base is just rubbish. I think they've got a rubbish fan base. I heard them twice on the TV. Once when they won the penalty and maybe a couple of times when they were appealing for them. Their fucking atmosphere was dreadful. And the Palace fans deserve that. That is what football's about. Watching, you know, David versus Goliath, but actually beating Goliath as well. Comfortably in a lot of ways. I mean, look, United had chances and Dean Henderson was fantastic, but I didn't think at any point, like Wayne Rooney said at halftime, he said, I think Palace can do it. And I thought, fair enough, why not? I agree with you, to be honest. So you can't really dispute that because they did get the result in the end. And, you know, City, although they did put them under a little bit of pressure, they don't look as good as they were. And they're very open on the counter-attack as well. Yeah. Alejo says, we need a mass exodus. Who would you get rid of, mate? Nad says Santos will rip up the Champions League. Can't wait. We've got to get there first, but I'm counting on it. DJ Sav, good to see you, mate. Great result for us yesterday. Was there to watch our final game of the season at the Bridge. That turn pass from Reece James, our skipper for Cucurella's goal was absolutely class. It was fantastic. That was brilliant, mate. Big up to you. Good to see you in the chat as well. Good to see you coming to the Bridge as well. Come and say hello one time. Nan says we don't need a centre-back. I'm happy with Tosin, Chalobah and Achapong as backups. Got to disagree with you on that one, my friend. We do not have enough quality in those positions. And to think if Maresca has upgraded us defensively, imagine how good we will be with even better players. We've already missed out on Dean Huijsen. Looking at it, to be honest, can't even be that disappointed. We've lost out to Real Madrid. If we lost out to Liverpool, it would have been a different scenario, or Newcastle, but we haven't lost out to them. We've lost out to Los Blancos. So fair play to the man. He is Spanish, and he's obviously a bloody good player. Otherwise, I wouldn't have spent 50 mil. Now I'm looking at Mark Gurhey, and I'm saying, Chelsea, can you produce the goods with this one? Can you sort us out there? I hope we can. I really do. Enzo Fernandez said on Instagram that he was only playing with one eye. What the fuck does that mean? Only playing with one eye. What? No comprende. What, did he have a problem with his other eye or something? Let's have a look. What the fuck is this? Oh my goodness. I am so confused. Why would he only play with one eye? I don't get it. I mean, obviously, I know he's not purposely doing it. Don't get me wrong. So here we go. Enzo Fernandez has revealed he played with one eye yesterday. Can definitely see in the photos that something was up. Fair play to him. Desperate to be in the Champions League next season. How can fans say he doesn't play for the badge and isn't proper Chelsea? What a guy. Hopefully it heals soon. One midfielder with a mask on and the other with only one eye, and we still beat Man United. If you actually zoom in on his face, you can see, to be fair, one of his eyes doesn't look great. It's his right eye. I mean, that one's open fine on his left, our right side, but his left. But the other one doesn't look great at all. Is there another picture of it? Yeah, look, you can see the eye's not looking great. Yeah. Oh, big up to him. I didn't know that. Fair play to the man. But on another note, I don't think it's great if you are playing with one. If you're, I don't know what the word is, impeded, that's not really something that I want consistently. I appreciate you might have a niggle, and there's nothing wrong with having a little knock, but to not be able to use one of your eyes seems like quite a big deal. So, I mean, in that case, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't want Fernandez playing like that again, but I hope it gets better for Forest. Obviously, he did give the ball away a number of times, and that probably makes a little bit more sense why he did now. Very, very strange, though, isn't it? That was the case. I would have never been able to tell you that. But there you go. I do have a little bit of transfer news for you guys. This is regarding a young player from PSG. I'm going to share it with you right now. This is a player that we're being linked with. He's 17 years old. Chelsea are looking to sign PSG's 17-year-old defender Axel Tape before loaning him to Strasbourg. This is according to GFFN. Don't know too many things about them, if I'm totally honest. He's made the step up from the academy to the first team at PSG this season, starting 2 Ligue 1 Ligue games and featuring in the Coupe de France, which is the French FA Cup, basically. PSG are hoping to retain the player, and to do so, there have been talks of him signing his first professional contract. However, those talks have not brought about an agreement. The Parisians are now pessimistic of retaining the centre-back despite the efforts made to do so. PSG believe that the player will not change his mind regarding an exit, so are now resigned to losing him, according to Sports Zone. The French media understands that Bayern Leverkusen are leading the race to sign the centre-back on a free transfer, although 3 Premier League clubs, Chelsea, Bournemouth and Tottenham, are all fans of the PSG player. For Chelsea, the plan would be to sign Tate before sending him back on loan to partner club Strasbourg in order to give him a full season of experience playing in the French league. So that's what they're saying at the moment. Let me know if you rate that, if that makes you excited, or if you think it's not really necessary. We don't need to look at it. Yeah, I'm not really too phased about it. If I'm honest, he's 17 years old. He's not relevant to the club in the short-term future. We need to just start thinking about the short term. Interesting quotes as well by Roy Keane after the game. Obviously, he was a former Manchester United midfielder. He said that he thinks Manchester United fans will be going to Manchester thinking that's probably what we thought would happen. He said, I didn't think that United thought they would win. I don't think the manager did. And most importantly, I don't think the players believed that they could come and beat Chelsea. Even the Chelsea manager is patronizing them by saying they played well. They pressed us. They were dangerous. They beat them 1-0 and United had one shot on target. He said, even the Chelsea, he said, what they are doing is patting them on the head, going off you go back to Manchester. And that's what Manchester used to do to teams years ago. I think that's brilliant, to be fair. And he's not wrong now, is he? I mean, not that we're at this massive title-winning team this season, but I mean, we did just say off you go. But I think it was a more challenging game than people give it credit for. That was a hard-fought win, a very tense game, a lot on the line from our side. I mean, I am surprised that United played such a strong team. You can't have it all, can you? We were still going to beat them regardless. Even with their strongest team, they still lack quality. This is Noni Madueke after the game. He posted, he said, finishing practice for me, by the way, lol. Stamford Bridge, you guys were immense. Real talk. See you guys next season. Love. And that's number 11, which is obviously the number that he wears on the back of his shirt. So that's Noni Madueke leaving a message for all of the Chelsea fans. I'm seeing a few questions in the chat about me being Maresca out. I did speak about this earlier in the stream, so I recommend you backtrack a little bit and have a look. But my thoughts on Maresca is very much I want to see what we can do against Forest and Betis, and then we can have a proper conversation about it. Because I don't think there's any point talking about the manager at such a crucial time. I don't think there's any point talking about the performances in such a crucial time. Do you think Crystal Palace care about the performance when they won the FA Cup? No, they couldn't care less. They do not care how they beat City, just that they did it. They did it. It's done. Nobody cares if you get the results. As far as we're concerned with this United game, the Betis game, and also the Nottingham Forest game that we got coming up in a week. Nobody cares. Yeah. Get the job done and we will be smiling. Oh, right till the end. We'll be so happy, so proud. We got the job done. A lot of people thought we couldn't get the job done, myself included. If you want to talk about just getting Champions League qualification, there is an element of teams just giving us a massive opportunity by dropping off. You wouldn't have expected City to drop points to Southampton, and obviously Villa have dropped points. Everybody's dropped points. Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. If they had done their job properly, then we wouldn't have been in a good position. But we're still in the race. And ultimately, you can only compete with what's around you. And if we are as good as the competition or there or thereabouts, we're still in the conversation. And that's a much better situation to be in than, like we spoke about a couple of seasons ago, race to 40 points. Another shout out to Man United, still haven't made 40 points. That is poor. That is really fucking bad. At this rate, you should have just kept Ten Hag, honestly. Is this a successful season? Well, no, not yet, because we haven't done it. We haven't done anything. So, no, it's not a successful season yet, but it can become a successful season. A successful season this year is Champions League football and Conference League. That is a successful season. An ideal season would be to have competed more in the domestic competitions as well, i.e. the Carabao and the FA Cup. That would have made me, we would have been much more happy if we would have taken those competitions seriously picked up the results rather than going out earlier where at Brighton and Newcastle. But you can't have it all in life, can you? One thing I will judge Maresca on this season is how seriously he's taken those competitions. But you also have to judge him based on the Premier League and obviously the Conference League as well. Those are all competitions that we can judge. But it's very difficult to say it's a success until you've done it. And we are still 2 games away. So I'm not going to sit here and slag the manager off until that's happened. I mean, if we bottle it, then it's not great, is it? Let's be honest. But I think we can do it. I'm not certain that we can do it. I'm not confident. But I have hope. I have more hope than I've had in a long time. More hope than I've had in 2025. We're currently in the 5th month of this year, and this is the most hope I've had. 2024 was a year of hope, a year of disappointment as well in a lot of ways. Finished off a little bit sloppy, but 2025 has been a poor year in terms of a lot of the results and the style of play. I think I would agree with you, Zioda. I'd say I'm 60-40 as well. I think we are the favourites to beat Forest, but at the same time, the way we play and the way they play, we set up in a way that benefits them. They don't want the ball. They're happy to let us have the ball. They want to counter-attack and transition quickly. And they've got the players to hurt us, unlike Man United. I said this yesterday on the fan camp. I'm more scared of Chris Wood than I am of Rasmus Højlund. I'm more scared of Gibbs White than I am of Bruno Fernandes. These aren't even outlandish statements anymore. These are genuine players that can cause us serious problems. So I hope we can do it. I really hope we can do it. I agree with you as well, Jesse. That's right. That's what I said. So I agree with that. Love Treybox says, I have nothing against Maresca since I don't believe the issues we've been having could be blamed on our coach. Even if he sometimes makes some questionable decisions, the issues are rooted deeper. Yeah, please explain, mate, what you mean. Are we talking recruitment? Are we talking ownership? Where are we going with that one? What do I think the score will be against Forest? Well, I did predict 2-1 not long ago, but that's like an optimistic scoreline. So I don't really know, to be honest with you. That's the God honest truth. Right. Maresca needs to go. Can't stand his way of playing. This is the thing that one of the things that frustrates me is that I don't think the way he plays is particularly fun to watch either. I do find the football very boring at times. I wasn't bored yesterday, though. I will say that I wasn't bored yesterday. I think that the timing of the game, the fact that it was against Man United, the fact that it was such a big game as well, we had to win it. I think that there was that little bit of energy in the air. And even though the quality of football wasn't great, you can't deny that the players weren't fighting. They were giving 110%. You can't deny that even United weren't giving it 100%, but they just suck. They're rubbish. They are absolutely rubbish. I mean, that United team, we thought we were embarrassed when we saw Graham Potter on the sideline. How embarrassing. Ruben Amorim, you left Mate, you could have taken the West Ham job. You could have taken any job. You could have just stayed at Sporting and outright rejected United. But you thought you were joining this serious project. They don't even pay their own staff. You have to pay the staff to go to Bilbao. What was it that Matt said after the game? They're not going to Bilbao. They're more like Slough. I thought that was funny. Listen, I think United, honestly, I can't believe how bad they are. I really can't believe it. I mean, we think we're in the mud, and we are in the mud in a lot of ways, but that's for another day. But they are just fucked. I thought that Jim Radcliffe, to be fair, in a lot of ways, I kind of appreciated the fact that he had to cut costs. But I do think that the decision not to take your own staff to the final is a disgrace. Those are the foundation of your football club. Those are the people who help build your football club. And I just think it's wrong. I think it's really, really wrong. Morally, it just doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right with me at all. How can you not? These are the people that feed your players, take care of your players, talk about physio, presumably psychologists in there, coaches, groundsmen, the people that make your lives better, make your facilities better, make your environment better. You want a good environment, treat your employees well, treat your staff well. And I just think that it's the wrong way to go about it. But Ibrahimovic, he's been like this for a long time. Ibrahimovic said that when he was a United player, he went to an away day and they charged him for a fucking water. They took it out of his wages. Can you believe that? So this isn't a brand new thing. I mean, the Glazers were rubbish, but you at least thought that Jim Radcliffe's actually a United fan. Maybe he would do something in the benefit of the club, try and help. But obviously not. Update on Cesar Azpilicueta. According to Fabrizio Romano, he says Cesar Azpilicueta will play his final game at the Metropolitano this Sunday, not extending his contract with Atletico Madrid. He will not return to play for Premier League clubs out of respect for Chelsea. He can stay in Europe with a good project or move to another continent. What a player. And you know what? I have to say, going to Atletico Madrid was definitely the right move for him because he is that kind of player who embodies the values of a Simeone team. Hard work, grafter, disciplined. These are all things that we have to say Azpilicueta embodies. And he's a club legend. He was able to play in multiple positions for us. He played as a right back. He played as a left back. He even played in a back three at times as well. And he excelled in all of those roles. On top of that, he was a leader and, club legend as well, mate. Won it all with us, or won pretty much everything with us. Cucurella robbed as player of the season. I think Caicedo probably deserved it, to be fair. It's not Maresca's fault that he got hired. Of course, he takes a Chelsea job when offered. Blame the directors. Fair enough. Andy, thank you for the kind message, mate. Love your channel and perspective. Amorim looked good before going there. We were lucky they're in the mud. Look at Newcastle. It's very true, mate. Very, very true. To be honest, Daniel, I was the one who told him that. But I didn't actually think he would say it. I did say, I was like, fucking hell, Matt. You can use Slough and Bilbao. They rhyme. But I didn't expect him to say it. But he said he did pull it out. Fair play to him. It was never going to sound good coming from me. It had to be Matt, didn't it? I see Chelsea last season better than Chelsea this season. How so? How so? Please explain why. Love Treeborg says, and while yes, it can still be frustrating to watch the football at times, I strongly believe we just have to stick with a coach and gel together. When we win the conference and qualify for the UEFA Champions League, it's all good. Well, it's a very confident well. I think we're going to have to say if, but I hope we can do it, man. I really hope we can do it. Interesting comment as well from DJ Sav. He says this manager's not good enough to lead us to winning a major trophy. I'm sorry if Chelsea fans disagree with me on this. If we qualify for the Champions League, I really think it'll be found out quickly. Look, I mean, even if he achieves his goal, I'm still not a fan of Maresca. I'm just not. I'm not a fan. He has done too much for me to change my opinion, and emotionally, what I've been through watching this fucking team, to just be like, oh yeah, love him, trust him. He's the man. He is the man. No. But respect is earned. And you earn respect in football with results. When you get the results, to be quite frank, you can kind of do whatever you want. Although there are times where I think, Jesus, man, I'm trying to give you credit here and you're not helping me here. Like after the Liverpool game when he said that he wanted his team to set up a certain way. We beat them 3-1. And he said they didn't do what he wanted them to do defensively, but it worked. So he didn't change it. I thought, God, Enzo, you're too honest, mate. You're too honest. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm a very patient man, guys. I am a very patient man. But there's certain things that frustrate me more than anything. And I think a lot of those lines have been crossed this season. So I think we've still got some catching up to do to win over a lot of fans that are in the same boat as myself, where we don't really like Maresca. But, you know, like anything, we still want the club to do well, even if Maresca is our manager. So it's in everyone's best interest to do that. Alex, would you rather have UEFA Champions League football but no Conference League, or no UEFA Champions League? What? I think what you were meant to say is with UEFA Champions League but no Conference League, because you just said UEFA Champions League football but no Conference League. What? No UEFA Champions League football but no Conference League. Well, obviously, I'd rather have UEFA Champions League football, but I think you mistyped that a little bit. Oh, I had way more fun last season. I agree with that. Way more fun. Oh my God, way more fun. If people say, were you more entertained as a Chelsea fan watching football this season or last season? By far, last season. Much more entertaining. Much more. But obviously you want to get the results as well, don't you? So there's an argument for everything. There is an argument for everything. Do I think Maresca will last until 2026? Yes. Yes, I do. I think he will last. That's my opinion on that. What else have we got, people? What else have we got? Oh, yeah. We haven't even spoken about the women's team. Reports say tomorrow's Women's FA Cup final will beat the attendance of 84,163 at the men's final today. There have been reports that 85,000 tickets have been sold for Chelsea versus Man United. Big up to Sonia Bompasta, Chelsea's women's coach. WSL champions, you know. Continuing the trend that Emma Hayes started. We got rid of the best, but we brought in the next best thing after. And I tell you what, Bompasta, she is smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. She deserves a lot of credit for the way she's handled this team. to come into this Chelsea women's team and continue to implement that winning formula. You deserve a huge amount of respect for that. Absolutely. A little update as well. I saw a comment earlier about Cucurella and the fact that he deserved to be the player of the season. But he was actually chosen by Chelsea supporters as the player of the match. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I thought it was going to say player of the season. It said player of the match. Okay, my bad. I was expecting something better than that. I thought it was going to say player of the season, so I got excited. I got excited, guys. Just the player of the match. Hey, still positive, isn't it? Still good. Speaking of Cucurella, Enzo Maresca had this to say about him. He said, Cucurella has a background with Barcelona's academy, La Masia, and he grew up in a club where the philosophy is similar to what I like. The reason why Cucurella is doing so well with us is because we know what he can do, and the way we play is good for him. It's not important how big or small you are. It's important to know where you have to be in the right moment. And I'll tell you what, mate. Well, Cucurella is the moment as far as we stand right now. I mean, he is a proper player. We were saying earlier, probably be inclined to agree with Charlie and Scott. He's the best left back in the league. He's the best. I mean, he is absolutely. And this is the thing as well that frustrated me at times in the season as well. And this goes down to recruitment, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we've spoken about this a million times. Is it a coincidence that our best players are the most established ones? Is it a coincidence? Barring Cole Palmer, Cucurella, Reece James, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. They've been our best ones. They've been our best players. Maybe not as much James, but I mean, at his best, he is certainly the best. Best left back in the world? Hey, could be a shout for it. Big up to Chelsea Young Boys as well. Good to see you in the chat, mate. It's been a long time since I've seen you in the chat. I hope you're doing well, mate. I love Trevor says, at least the women's team makes us proud. Well, we've got to get it from somewhere. Who would be your ideal understudy to Cucurella? I think it's crucial he has cover next season. I think it's important that we get cover, but I don't think it's the priority. I don't think it's the number one priority. If you're telling me, is it more important to have cover for Cucurella next season or to get a centre-back? I say centre-back. I also prioritise a striker. So that would be my number 3 priority. Bear in mind, midfield is already going to be addressed with Asugo and Andre Santos, and the goalkeeper will be addressed with Petrovic. So we don't really have to worry about that. We already know what's going to happen. But with regards to Cucurella, I mean, this is a player clearly capable of playing a large amount of minutes. He's not injury prone. He's reliable. He's a leader in his own right. And he's an intelligent footballer. So, you know, I don't think that he'll have to be rested an awful lot. But it is good to have rotation. Maybe Vega comes back. Maybe someone else is coming in as the number 2. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But it's not a priority in terms of that position. Alex, with this rigid system, we have some fantastic individual talents and more coming like Esteval. Do you think Maresca is regressing them to express their talent, which is a concern? Well, I think Maresca has regressed a number of players, but I also think he's progressed a number of players. If you would have had this conversation with me 2 months ago, I would have said Maresca's regressed pretty much the majority. But I have seen a progression from some of them. I'd be lying if I said I haven't. I think Cucurella has progressed. I think Caicedo's progressed. I think that Fernandez has progressed. Those are the main ones. Madueke as well. I put him in that category. I wouldn't say that Palmer has progressed. I think he's got worse since last season. I think that Gusto's got worse. I don't think that Reece James has progressed in terms of his footballing potential, but he has been learning how to play in a new position and he has been fit. And the manager can take some credit for that in terms of the way he's utilizing him. So that's an argument that you can have. And those are sort of the main points, really. I mean, we could speak about every single player, but I'd say there's some big players in there. I'd say also Jackson's regressed for me. Jackson's got worse now that I think of it off the top of my head. So there's some players who have improved and there's some players who haven't. I think ultimately the midfield has improved and the defense as a whole has improved. But the front line, not so much for me. I don't think the front line's improved. I think the front line's got worse. And I think that, when we look at the magic that we have with players like Palmer, the way we're utilizing him is just not the way I would do it personally. I like the way Poch gave him the freedom. And I think that there's still freedom, obviously, but he's a little bit deeper. I want him scoring the fucking goals. People say, well, Palmer could have got 2 assists, but what if Palmer was the player on the receiving end of those passes? I think there's a good chance he does bury a lot of them. Because he's got that quality. I mean, let's not act like the guy can't score a goal. Do I think that if we play like we did against United, versus United against Forest, we will win? It's a good question, mate. I think if we play the same way, we will probably draw. I could see Forest being a 0-0 or a 1-1 if we play a similar way. Now, let's not forget that they've also fallen off the bandwagon quite a bit, and they've lost some of their better players. Hudson-Odoi, Murillo. We know their striker recently went into hospital as well. I hope he's doing okay. Apparently, he was struggling. So I don't know the full updates of that. I would love nothing more than to beat Forest, but I think realistically, my head would say a draw, but my heart says a win. And that's me trying to be positive. Trouble for our ladies team is on. Good luck to them tomorrow. I think the Ladies FA Cup final tomorrow, they can win. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Find the Palmer quote about Moy. Oh, yeah, we know what he said about Moy. He avoids him in training, doesn't he? Because he's an absolute machine. He's a beast. I'll answer 2 more questions, guys, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Smash the like button if you haven't already. We've got 75 of you in the building. I don't know how many likes we're on. I'm going to have a little look now. Let's get straight up to 50 likes if we haven't already on the video. Let's get up to 50. We're on 30, so we need 20 more likes, guys. Smash that like button if you haven't already. It doesn't cost a penny, but it does make a big difference. Appreciate it. Let's get up to 50 likes. Where was the question I was just about to read? James needs to play the I'll have Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo Palmer on the right. Now Neto left and Madueke up front. Also, I'm talking about the system. It stops them to express their talent. Oh, definitely. I mean, sometimes it makes it very difficult. But I think from Madueke's perspective, I think he has improved. Neto, I think we get a lot more out of him in a counter-attacking system. That's just his strength. But can't really criticize Madueke in terms of his development. I think he has ultimately improved under this manager. Lavia's looked good. He's just been injury prone. Enzo's looked good. And Palmer, he's been a creative force, but that for me is just something that I want him to be the goal scorer, not the creator. Why can't we? The guy literally, I don't know what his GA was last season, 46. It was world class stats last season. So I don't know why you change a formula that already works really well with your best player. Big shout out to Yeezy Yoda. Thank you so much for the super chat, mate. Up the Chelsea to you as well. Really appreciate the super chat. That's very kind of you. Listen, guys, jump on some more streams. I mean, I will be staying consistent. Appreciate the message as well. Smash the like button and subscribe, guys. Up the Chelsea. I will be. Well, what time is the final? I'm working tomorrow. To be honest with you, I'm working. I am a busy boy at the moment. Let's have a look at when the Chelsea Women's Final is on. The final will take place at is that kickoff though? 1:30. Is that kickoff? Or is that just when? That's true. I think if it's at 1:30, I should be all right, but I wouldn't be able to watch the whole game, unfortunately. I could do a preview for it. I could do a preview. I could watch like half an hour of it, to be fair. I'll stream at 1, finish at 2. I got work at 3. And then I got work. So I'm working 10 till 12. And then I'm working 3 till 6:30 tomorrow. Or 2:30 till sort of 6:30. And I'll stream at 1. And I will stream at 10 p.m. as well. So I can get about half an hour of the game in. But I am a little bit busy, to be fair. Oh, Gibbs White's is suspended. Good. That's very good, mate. I didn't realize that. Thanks for telling me that. Who was the blonde lady interviewing you at the Chelsea game recently? She's not. Is she blonde? I'd say Leonie's ginger. Redhead. Isn't that what you say? Do you say redhead? Is that the polite way? What's the polite way of calling someone ginger? Or do you just say that they're ginger? Blonde? Not sure I'd say. What do you think? I'll let you decide. You think Leonie's ginger or blonde?
Stand on this street corner and interview fans for fan cams for formerly Blues Fans TV, but obviously now Chelsea Fans TV.
You used to interview me as well. You used to interview me.
I did, because I remember you used to hang around because you really wanted to be interviewed by me, didn't you?
I was desperate. I was absolutely desperate.
And now I'm desperate to interview you. No, I'm not. No, Alex. What a game. We needed those 3 points, didn't we? It was a scrappy 1-0, but how do you sum it up?
I honestly really enjoyed the first half. A lot more.
Anyway, enough about Leonie's hair. I'll leave that to you in the chat. I think we've got many things to debate. Leonie's hair is not one of them. I don't think she's blonde. I don't know. In person, I wouldn't say she's blonde. In that video, though, I can see what you mean. Fair play. Well, big up to Leonie. You've got lovely hair. There you go. Everybody seems to love the hair. But Leonie used to do the interviews on Chelsea Fan TV. So if you dig deep, and I mean years back, you will see videos of me before I ran the channel being interviewed by Leonie. This is a long time ago. This is back when Johnny used to do interviews on the channel regularly. I used to go on at the same time. So this is a while back. We're talking 2-3 years ago, about 3 years, I'd say. And Leonie used to host it. Listen, guys, really appreciate your time. I've got to go, honestly. But thanks so much for the support. Really appreciate everyone watching. I hope to be back on tomorrow. I don't hope. I will be back on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you want to watch the podcast, that came out about 20 minutes before the stream started. Anyway, that's with myself, Charlie, and Scott. We went through everything to do with the Man United game, as well as all of the latest talking points. Yeah, apart from that, I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Come and join me. All the best, guys, and we will catch up very, very soon. Enjoy.